What's up, guys? Rant Ruler Sports. This is my top 5 center list. Um, you can put them in any order that you like, but I'm going to put them in my order. But in my opinion, it really doesn't matter because they played in different eras. They have different skill sets, but they were all winners, and they were all spectacular in their own right. All right, let's start out with number 5, Hakeem Olajuwon.
It's amazing how underrated he is. He, to me, and I might be a little biased because I played with the best center of all time. All-time shot blocker. And out of
Quickly about Hakeem. Hakeem came onto my radar 2 different times. First, when he beat or eliminated my LA Lakers to go to the finals against the Celtics in '86. That was a heartbreaker. That's when he and the guy he's actually in this particular piece of footage here, Ralph Sampson, formed the Twin Towers. I think Ralph Sampson was like 7'4" and could shoot, was athletic like Hakeem, could defend, and they had a hell of a team. And I don't know how Boston got through them, but they did. And that's why that '86 Celtics team is considered one of the greatest teams of all time. Now, Hakeem, to me, the second time he came on my radar was in 1992. I'll never forget. It was basically him against Patrick Ewing, and both of their teams had a bunch of role players. All right. Neither him nor Patrick Ewing had a second All-Star. And basically, it was mano a mano for the championship. Patrick Ewing versus Hakeem Olajuwon. And Hakeem Olajuwon showed he was just a cut above, a little bit above Patrick Ewing. Another level up or a couple levels up. And Houston went on to win back-to-back championships during Jordan's baseball sabbatical. Now, Hakeem, to me, was a complete package. Could defend, rebound, pass the ball, dribble, could make free throws, had a deadly mid-range shot, and centers were not taking threes at that time. If coaches had coached the game differently and allowed bigs to shoot like they do now, we might see Hakeem Olajuwon be a pretty decent three-point shooter as well. In my book, he has the most complete post game ever. There were guys that scored more, like Kareem. There were guys who were more dominant and stronger in the post, like Shaquille ONeal. But Olajuwon, if you were to teach low post, big man moves, you would start with him and Kevin McHale. But I would say Olajuwon is even another step above Kevin McHale in just pure shake, pure wiggle, pure counter moves. Nobody's better than Olajuwon. So Olajuwon is number 5. All right, coming in at number 4 is going to be I thought I had it queued up here, but I guess not. So I'm gonna have to do this for you guys. Oh, here it is. Number 4, Shaquille O'Neal. All right, Shaq.
4 again.
Most of you know Shaq, and most of you will say that. Let me get this right anyway. Most of you will say, oh, Shaq was unskilled. A lot of you say that. He couldn't make free throws, blah, 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 blah. But Shaq was probably the most dominant force in the paint other than Wilt Chamberlain in NBA history. I mean, Kareem obviously is the all-time leading scorer. But peak for peak, I would put Shaquille O'Neal's peak at center pretty much against anybody. As far as just who I would have my starting center. I mean, Olajuwon was more skilled. So was Kareem. Kareem was more durable. Kareem won at every level. But for a good 4-year run, 4 or 5 year run, I don't think nobody was better than Shaq at the center position.
O'Neal tries the baseline, runs out of real estate. Oh!
That was 7'7" George Murison he dunked on. So that's Shaquille O'Neal. All right, you guys can check his highlights. Just for the sake of moving the video along,
Falling away.
I'm going to go away from it. Okay, and let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is Wilt Chamberlain. All right. Wilt Chamberlain, a lot of my viewers said that Wilt Chamberlain is not given enough love.
Make a different future.
And there's several reasons for that. Bill Russell won more in his era, and Wilt Chamberlain was considered a threat on different levels to the establishment. That's the real reason why his credentials are not really put up there, and why he's leapfrogged all the time. There was no better athlete in NBA history, including Jordan, than Wilt Chamberlain. That's number 1. He was probably the strongest man in NBA history. He had a 50-inch vertical leap. He was an Olympic long jumper. He even played for the Harlem Globetrotters. All right, this is footage of his Globetrotter days. I mean, he was just a freak of nature, a force. Averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds in a season. And what was even more incredible than that, he averaged 48 minutes a game for that entire season. So that's the great Wilt Chamberlain. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is Bill Russell. And the problem with Bill Russell is his highlights, much like Wilt Chamberlain's, are all grainy and in black and white a lot of times. But Bill Russell, 11-time NBA champion, 5-time MVP, probably 10-time Defensive Player of the Year if they had that honor. He was the second pick in the draft by the St. Louis basketball team. I forgot. The St. Louis Hawks, excuse me. And they traded him to the Celtics. During his heyday, his averages would be like 16, 17 points a game and like 23, 24 rebounds. And he was probably getting about 6 or 7 blocks a game in his prime. They didn't count block shots and steals then, I believe. I believe he was probably getting 3 or 4 steals and 6 or 7 blocks a game. So that's Bill Russell, number 2. And my number 1, you guys might say I'm biased. I know, because I'm a big Laker fan. But Kareem won on every level, high school, college, the pros. They changed a rule in college where they outlawed dunking for 2 seasons because Kareem was so dominant at UCLA. I respect his integrity, standing during the civil rights movement, changing his name, adopting Islam, and standing on his square. He was never Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan with the charisma and likability. He was never a media darling. Magic had a statue out in front of the Lakers Coliseum before Staples Center, before he did. And Kareem just gets disrespected overall because he didn't have the prettiest game. The skyhook was the most effective 2-point shot in history, but no one else can do it. No one can duplicate the skyhook. And he scored 40,000 points with it. So, for the sake of keeping this video within 10 minutes, guys, I'm going to end it here. Let me know what you think, man. Once again, to recap, it's Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I have Kareem number 1, Bill Russell number 2, Wilt Chamberlain number 3, Shaq number 4, and Hakeem Olajuwon number 5. But in my mind, you could switch around the order any way you like. I have Kareem number 1 though, because he's to me the most complete player out of everyone. Won on every level, dominated on every level, and he played during 2 eras, not just one. He played in the 70s and 80s. All right, Rant Sports out. Let me know how you feel in the comment section about this. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.